Welcome to the Tiger Nexus Podcast, a place where you'll find interviews with content creators and geeks alike. Your host, Tiger, has delved upon the Nexus and found interesting content creators and geeks of all fandoms. This podcast is connected to the Zero Hero Network. And now, we dive in with another episode!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tiger Nexus podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Tiger, and today's episode, I have a returning guest. But since the last time he was on, he's kind of, reached out a bit, dived in different avenues, he's doing new things, and I thought I'd chill out with one of my best friends, my business partner with Powertie. We have Cosplaydude637 back on the pod. What's going on, bro?
What is up? It's like I've been here before.
Wait, you've been here before? Oh, Jesus Christ.
I think so. At least 2 other times, maybe? Maybe 3? I don't know.
So
they all blur together when hanging out with you.
Rude. How have things been, my dude? It's been like at least a year since the last time you jumped on, so how's the last, couple months been treating you?
It's been okay, Work's been crazy, but we're making do. Trying to make more content and stuff like that. But
you've been kind of on a cosplay grind, uploading more cosplay videos.
Yes, I have.
you were working on the last time you actually spoke. You were kind of working on like a little. I don't know if it was a schedule or kind of like a process of the cosplays. Is there now like a structure now to your uploads?
Not really. More or less, I'm just having AI pick me 3 of my characters, and then I'm gonna try to make videos of those 3 characters, either using sound, but more likely using my own voice.
So basically, you're trying to mix it up so you're not getting the same characters over and over again, which is cool.
Correct.
Because how many cosplays are you sitting at right now?
64.
64. So this episode, we're recording on the 26th. It comes out on the 28th of April. So as of the ass end of April, you're on 64 cosplays. I really want to get you back on now in a year's time to see how many you've got, just to see, because it's bananas. Who's been some of your most recent? Who's been some of your most recent additions?
Like recent additions to the cosplaying, or
like who's been your most recent like new cosplays? To like chuck some names out.
Oh, I lied. I'm at 66. Excuse me.
Execute Order 66. I can't help but say that every time you say that number.
I know that's
anyone says 66.
I'm shocked. I didn't realize it.
Like I've noticed something, right? This current generation of like pre-teens going into adults, they have the whole 6-7 thing. My generation, and then like kind of going into yours, because you're slightly older than me, is the Execute Order 66. That's our number.
Yeah,
that can be our thing. Yeah. But yeah, so who's been like some of the newer cosplays you've added to your list?
Vader Ravenstone, my original D&D character. My OC, I've added him recently. Let's see, let's go down the list. Kevin 11 from Ben 10. Haru Glory from Rave Master. The Master, my own version of the Master to go with up against Mark's Doctor. And then Wheeler from Captain Planet have been the last 5 on the list.
So at this current moment in time, do we have any cosplays in the works, or at least any cosplays that are like you're leaning towards getting?
Yes. I want to definitely do Shanks from One Piece. Adult Goten, but it's kind of a different version than the one we see in the actual Dragon Ball anime. And then Jinshi from My Alchemist Diaries. Or My Apothecary Diaries.
I like the fact you've still got a mixture as well, because like some cosplayers will stick to like one genre. You're still diving into like you got anime, you got live action stuff, you got superheroes, you got video game characters. You're still very much your group of cosplayers is very wide in fandoms. I've always liked that.
Well, I have very large fandom base, so
Yeah. So talking about cosplay, there's two things that I want to bring up. The first one is you now are semi making money off of your cosplays because you've branched out into Cameo.
that
Um,
I have.
do you wanna kind of walk us through your decision on making Cameo?
Well, you see, I have these friends, and one is louder than the other. He's no, he's not Welsh. He lives in Wales. Excuse me, he'll kill me if I call him Welsh. He's Devon. He kept saying I should do it, and then another group that also lived near him started agreeing a lot. So when yeah, Anthony, James, Ty, Jed, all of them started going, you should do it. I'm like, fine, I'll do it.
And how have you found Cameo so far? Because you've actually had a few requests already.
Yeah, I've had, I think, 3 or 4 requests already. It's been kind of dead lately, but I haven't been promoting it as much as I should be. Mostly just because work shit and life sucks. But I've actually enjoyed it, and I've only had one that made me feel kind of weird, but it wasn't. It wasn't terrible.
Well, that's good though. The fact that that you people have reached out and like asked for cameos and stuff. Yeah, you definitely need to promote that. Here, hang on 1 second, guys. If you want to get a cameo from Cosplaydude637, same name across the board. Go to Cameo and you can request a specific character, or you can just request like a specific notion, and he can use whatever character he thinks will fit. And yeah, guys can get yourself a cameo. But yeah, well done. Yeah, I did nag you. I thought you'd work really well on that. You have so many characters, and like I said, you span across so many. You span across so many fandoms. There are gamers who don't watch anime. There are anime watchers who don't game. There's Power Ranger fans out there and stuff like this. So because you've got so many, so much of a variety, so many people can go. Well, you don't. People are not going to have the issue of going to your cameo and going, I really want to cameo off this guy, but I'm not into anime. Yeah, it doesn't matter, because guess what, he cosplays as so many other characters too. So but yeah, well done. Yeah,
Many other characters.
I have actually seen a couple of your cameos. They're really good. And one thing I like as well is you don't try too hard. They're very similar to your TikToks, so like it kind of feels like they've just got a personalized video from their favorite content creator, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's definitely some people on Cameo, no diss here at all, but they kind of like try too hard. They go a bit overboard, and it's just like, dude, calm the fuck down. Like, you're all good. You just like chill out, But I like the fact you haven't done that. You've just gone, hey, here's a video. This is what you paid for, and it honestly feels like
this is
a
what
more
you
personal. Yeah. And then the second thing I wanted to bring up is, you said that you made your D&D character into a cosplay. We've actually played D&D recently. We had our first time playing D&D, and massive shout out to Anthony. He is my co-host to Press Start and Level Up, our little sub-series here on the podcast. We talk about video games, and yeah, he was our dungeon master. How did you find using your own character, your now cosplay, in our first D&D session?
Oh, it was so much fun. Yeah, heavy props to Anthony. Heavy props to Anthony, because he did an amazing job as the DM. There was some hiccups here and there, higgledy-piggledy stuff. Nothing on his part. We just had a few players that needed to learn that when you're in D&D, you're in character. But other than that, I thought it was a lot of fun.
No, I do have to mention one of his hiccups, because fuck you, Anthony. I was a level 2 for 2 whole sessions when I should have been level 3.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Like,
You were way behind.
I was level 3, but none of my stats matched. My stats should have been up there. I was like, God damn it, Anthony. But no, I kid, like, he blasted me, did so well. You know, he created his own world, he created his own storylines, he voiced the characters. His dwarves are still my favorite voice that he did. I love the dwarves, they were great. RIP, one of them got blown up with a cannon. So,
Yeah, because
yes,
somebody
James.
doesn't understand how canon mechanics work.
Yeah, innit? But yeah, so yeah, D&D was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. There was quite a few of us as well. So fair play on Anthony, because there was like easily way more than a novice dungeon master should like realistically
Deal with.
have. So it's like at least 7 of us all together in there. So and yeah, a lot of us. It was our first time. So I think he did a really good job. And for someone who likes creating stories as myself, I found it really cool to dive into a world I didn't understand and make a new character. It was kind of fun. But no, I thought I'd mention D&D because obviously it's your own
D&D
character.
was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
I really enjoyed it.
So one thing, talking about making money, because obviously you mentioned Cameo, you've also got another source that people can go check out and purchase off you if they wish, and that you can make money
Right.
off. Yes.
You froze, dude. You froze for 5 seconds there on my end. I was like, what the frick?
It's all good. I didn't freeze on my end, so that sounds like a you problem. So we have another source of money for you that people can go check out and purchase, whether it's digitally or in physical. It's up to them. But you're now an author, my guy.
Yes, I am a bona fide, true written author. I have put out a book and self-published it, and it is available on Amazon. It is called Afterlife ER. It is modeled after a TikTok series called Hell's Bells. It's where I got the inspiration from, but I have changed a lot to make it my own. But it's still very heavy. Yeah, without that series, this book would not exist.
So when people are interested in the book, and they wanna go check it out, what sort of things are they gonna be expecting? Like, what sort of book is it?
Well, Afterlife ER takes place in, obviously the afterlife, because it's the name. Go figure. I mean, it's right on the cover.
I thought it took place in Scotland.
Yeah. But the main character, his name is Matt Stone. He is a registered nurse who tragically dies in a very tragic way. He goes to the afterlife. He gets his own paradise, and death is good. He's chill. He's got everything he wants at his fingertips. I mean, literally, he has to think about it. In his paradise, it will happen. But he is really bored. This man has worked his whole life. He's a martial artist. He's a nurse. He's been active his whole life. So he's just he can't just relax. So he ventures out and he finds this place called the Universal Hallway, which connects all dimensions together. Be it Christian heaven, Christian hell, the afterlife for yokai, just the Fey realm. It just connects everything together. And he ventures through it, and through it he makes some friends, and he gets the attention of a few gods, and he ends up working at the Afterlife ER because he was an ER nurse himself. So yeah, and he ends up falling in love with a demon by the name of Asheva, who is a hard ass that has a heart of stone. At least she thinks it is, and he kind of melts it, and they're good for each other.
Yeah, fair. Look, like I said, I'm happy that you actually finally got somewhere, because I've known you now for 5 years, I think we've been friends now. And one common thing that kind of, was a topic of our early conversations and is definitely sprinkled out over the years is, both of us trying to get our stories out there, not in audio drama format, actual book wise. I'm still working on mine, which I am still working on mine. And the fact that you've already got your first one out was really cool. And definitely, again, guys, go check out Amazon. Afterlife UR, you can get it digitally if you're not a fan of, having books in the house, which some people are like that, which is fine. That's cool. Me personally, I can't like owning books. But yeah, it's definitely it's interesting as well because it's not the same thing as you normally do in your audio dramas either. So it's one of those things where it's the complete opposite to your Cameo, where if people really like your audio dramas and they're like, oh my god, I want to buy his book, it's going to be completely different. It's not the same.
You're not gonna be expecting what you think you are, because this is definitely more romance and every slice of life, I guess. Well, slice of death.
Slice of death. That's a really good way of putting it. It's a slice of life. It's a slice of life if you were dead. But yeah, no, well done. It's really good. So you've definitely managed to, definitely get yourself out there more. Cameo and your book being published. Your cosplays are doing really well. You're definitely not relying on sounds as much. You're getting you've always said that you're a fan of drama. You did like drama in like high school and stuff. You're kind of showcasing that a bit more, which is cool because you cosplay so many different characters. You get to, be angry, you get to be a bit more passionate, you get to be, protective, whatever the character you're cosplaying as.
You want to know the hardest part of it, though? I have learned the hardest part of the cosplays are the ones that need teeth. Oh my god, those things are a pain in the ass. Like, for Soul and Alistair from... Those are 2 sets. A bottom set and a top set. And oh my god.
Would you say would you say the teeth are harder than doing contacts? Because you like Kakashi's got his Sharingan obviously and stuff. Yeah. Wow.
Wearing them wise, yes. Putting them in wise, no.
See, I've always wanted to do characters that have like I'd need contacts for, but that scares me. I'm not freaked out by eyes at all, but it's just like the idea of putting something foreign literally on your eyeball, and I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? I'm confused.
Actually, because Rita, my wife, shout out to my lovely wife who has supported me through all this. She actually does wear contacts, and she can do the whole hold her eye open and put it on. Nope, I have a device. I have a little, it looks like a pair of scissors, but it's not, that holds my eye open, and then a plunger little thing that I can put the contact on. Because I can't do the whole hold my eye and keep my eye open. No.
It's like your eye literally looks at something and goes, nah, that ain't touching me, fuck you.
Get rid of that dress. Get it out of here.
Talking about some of your adventures of the couple months, you actually met a beloved actor of yours who you actually cosplay as said character. So I'll let you kind of explain that one. But you went to a Comic-Con recently, and you got to meet a Pacific actor.
You wouldn't be meaning, I don't know, Austin St. Freaking John, the original Red Ranger, Jason Lee Scott.
Yeah,
I was in heaven, man. I was in heaven. The dude was so cool. He actually, we were sitting out in the lobby, me, Rita, and we were suited up. And then a friend of ours, that's part of the dad group chat, and his little boy was there. And
also called Austin, funny enough.
Yeah, his little boy was suited up. And Austin came out and was talking to us, like, before even going into the convention. He was talking to us in the lounge, saying how it's so cool to see the team all suited up and ready to go. And I'm just like, okay, this is did just really happen? Because, I've heard so many bad things about Austin St. John, about how he is with public appearances and stuff like that. And then we're waiting in line to pay. Well, waiting in line to get our badges because we already paid. And he comes out and he starts hyping up the crowd. He's like, "It's what time is it?" And I'm the only one that said it when he first yelled it because obviously I know what he was meaning. And then he's like, "Oh, come on, that was like Kimberly level. We need to do like better." He did it like 4 or 5 times until we got to Jason level.
It'd be really funny if he just went, "What time is it?" And someone's like, "It's 9:30 in the morning."
Right? Wait a minute.
Can you imagine that actually happened in Power Rangers? Jason's like, "It's morphing time," and Billy's like, "Actually, no, it's quarter to 10."
Actually, it's time to
And he
go
wears
home because curfew.
he also has glasses. He could do the nerdy like push up the glasses like actually, but yeah, no, honestly, slightly jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I have met 2 of the Rangers. That being obviously Billy and Kimberly. I didn't
Same.
actually get to. I got to speak to Billy for a little while. I found Kimberly very, which I completely understand, but she was very closed off. But
Yes.
like standing in
But
line,
I understand with you.
like the way they did it in the Comic-Con I went to, they were in like this one massive hall, like just humongous hall, and there was 3 tables that you could go and get stuff signed from. It was Constantine's actor, someone from a British TV show, and then eventually they brought out the dog that is Dogpool from Deadpool and Wolverine. So there's those 3 things, and then my side of it, they had these 2 big black squares, and there was like curtains you couldn't see inside, and they were to take pictures with Stephen Amell, aka Green Arrow, and Kimberly. And so I'm in line for both, but in the line that I was there for Kimberly, honestly, I was one of the youngest people there, and I'm 27, and every single guy, not dissing here, but every single guy just looked like a dad of some kind, and you just know for a fact that 80 to 90% of the blokes there had a crush on Kimberly at some point or another, and I can understand why she got, like, if she ever felt uncomfortable. If she did, I'm not saying she did, but if she did, I'd understand why, because, like, I'm stood there and I felt uncomfortable, and I'm in the back of the line, dude. Like, I'm just a guy going to be the Pink Power Ranger, but even I felt uncomfortable stood in that line, because it's like, this is kind of creepy, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm one of the youngest people here, like, what the fuck? But yeah, that was very cool. But now you met Jason Lee Scott, who's always been your favorite Red Ranger. It's
Yep.
never a discussion, never a conversation. I said it, I think it was Jed, you should have got him to sign your sword.
That
You
would have
should've
been
gone-
cool if I would have thought about it.
Now you're sat there like, fuck, that's a good idea. So how many of the Mighty Morphin cast have you actually met now? Or if it's easier,
Are we just counting Rangers?
no, Mighty Morphin in general. Anyone from the Mighty Morphin TV show.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 now? Yeah.
So that would be Jason, Kimberly, Billy, Bulk and Skull, and Aisha?
Rocky.
No? Rocky?
No,
Of course.
Rocky. Yeah, Aisha, the day we were going to meet Aisha, she actually left because she got sick.
Fair. So
Rita
if you could pick...
did get to talk to her because when we were waiting in line for something else, because Rita was dressed as the Yellow Ranger, she's like, "Oh, I love your outfit," and Rita's like, thank you."
So when it comes to, if you had to pick, like, if you had the choice of your next Power Ranger to, like, meet in person stuff, who are you picking? And the Mighty Morphin lot.
Zach.
Yeah, fair.
Because I have a picture, which that's what I was just looking for while we were talking, but I don't know where it's gotten off to. I have a picture of the original 6.
Yeah.
And I've gotten each member to autograph it.
Yeah, cool.
That's still alive. So I got one more living MMPR Ranger.
I'd say mine would have to be Zach or Adam because I like both Black Rangers and my favorite characters.
See, my problem with Adam, and here's my problem with Adam. I do like him as a Ranger, don't get me wrong. He did an amazing job, but he does so many other voices that I love him as. So it's like...
That's a good point because he's also Ichigo from Bleach, and like I love fucking Ichigo from Bleach. That's very true. Like
so many other voices, man, not just Ichigo. Yeah. I mean, he's done some amazing animes, and it's just like
I know. I'm just saying that for me, I'm a massive Bleach fan. He's Ichigo, so it'd be like, do I go see him for the fact that he's Adam, or do I go see him for the fact that he's Ichigo?
So what we need to do is we need to make a collage of all the voices that we like him as, print that out, and have him sign that.
Yep, yeah, that's very true. That's very easily done.
Because that way we have it all covered.
Now, what we need to do is get him to sign it as the characters, like how they would sign it. So sign it as Adam, sign it as Ichigo, sign it as da-da-da, and go for each character. It'd be like a collage of his signatures in different characters.
That would be interesting.
That would cost a lot of money if each signature is one visit. That'd cost a shit ton of money, dude.
Holy crap. Shit. Well, I know with like Jason's, I had to pay for each signature when I went up there because I got him to sign the two things.
Yeah,
I got him to sign a photo of him as the red and gold ranger, and then I got him to sign the photo of all the group. And yeah, that was not that hurt my wallet a little bit.
I can imagine. Yeah, I think the most expensive one. I want to say. I think it actually might be Kimberly out of the three that I got. I think Kimberly was the most expensive signature. But our picture wasn't. I think Stefan Mel might have been the most expensive picture. I could be wrong. But definitely out of the three signatures, Kimberly was the most expensive one. But to be fair, I mean, just going off the Mighty Morphin lot, they actually haven't been on, like, okay, I know they've done, like, crossovers and they did, like, the anniversary episodes, but if you're talking about their show, it ended in the 90s, and they're still going to Comic-Cons today and still doing things today. I actually watched a video of the first Zordon voice actor, and also I want to say it was Rocky. I could be wrong, but they're both going to be at Comic Con. I know in London, Zach and is it Aisha? Yeah, Zach, Aisha, and I want to say Rocky were in London Comic Con beginning of this year and stuff. So even though their show ended in the 90s, they're still going off and making some money out of this. You know, they're milking it big time, which is awesome. And obviously for us fans who, you know, like I was born way past my Morphin. The year I was born, the Zordon era ended. In Space came out the year I was born. So, like, you know, I'm a fan of my Morphin, but I wasn't. But like I didn't watch it when it was airing or anything, so even for new fans, that you can still go meet these actors and stuff, which is really cool. I like that a lot.
Yes,
I know for a fact if Logan can meet Billy, he would. Logan would love to meet Logan. Like Billy. He hasn't watched Mighty Morphin yet, but he likes Cosmic Fury and he really likes Billy in it. So I was like, yeah, we'll watch Mighty Morphin at some point. We're currently watching Lost Galaxy. That's his current one. As I'm recording this, we're a couple episodes in. So he's watching Lost Galaxy. And he likes he's watched Time Force.
Oh, okay. I wasn't. I thought he hadn't seen Time Force yet for some reason.
He's watched Dino Fury, Cosmic Fury, Wild Force, Time Force, Jungle Fury, SPD, Dino Charge, and now we're on Lost Galaxy. I know we're watching them all higgledy-piggledy, but I don't want to force him into a series that he's not going to like. We're going off like the themes. Yeah. Okay, Lost Galaxy was the theme song. Lost Galaxy's theme song lives in my head rent-free. I sing it every single day. It's now gone to a point when Logan comes home from school. One of his first questions was, Dad, have you been singing the song today or no? Because it's stuck in my head all the time. It's so catchy and I don't understand. So because of the theme song, I wanted to watch it.
I gotta say, for me, it would have to be a Mystic Fury or Mystic Force.
Well, that's a good one. He's just met the Galactic Beasts, certainly a couple episodes in, as we're recording this. By the time this comes out, I think he would have just gone to the Megazord, them combining. But he does like them a lot. He thinks they're cool. So
I
yeah,
actually, Ranger wise, I actually learned something interesting at this con because I went to the panel that Austin hosted, and he's only ever actually seen like 3 or 4 episodes of the show.
yeah, a lot of Power Rangers actors don't actually watch it. One thing I did like, I found him on TikTok. The actor who played Zato in Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury, he's on TikTok now, and he's actually breaking down behind the scenes of like how they recorded stuff and everything. Like he's explained where like Coolio came from, and like the scene where like the beginning scene when he's riding the dinosaur, and he's as a knight and he's like slipping his sword. How they recorded that, and he's actually breaking it down bit by bit, and I thought that was really cool. That's interesting because you get to learn how cool. like how these things are made from an actor's point of view too, which is very cool. And then obviously, Dino Charge's Red Ranger, he's on YouTube. He's big on YouTube now, and he's doing a lot of content about being the Red Ranger and stuff. I like it when just actors in general, doesn't have to be Power Rangers, but actors kind of like dive into where they're known from and go, hey, let me talk about it, which is very cool.
Yeah, because Stephen Amell did that for a while. He was pretty big on TikTok there for a while.
And then, like, for another example, Lex Luthor's actor and Clark Kent's actor in Smallville have a podcast breaking down each episode and talking about each episode and stuff, which is very cool. I listen to that every now and then, especially my favorite episodes. I've definitely tuned into, like, my favorite. I was like, okay, I want to know what you guys are talking about, my favorite episodes, So I like it. It's cool. I really want to see one of, like, going through the Zordon era. There's a lot of times where Rangers got swapped out, new Rangers came in, but it's the same team. I want one of them to come out and talk about it. Like, how did the transition go? What does that look like? What was it like acting with characters who are already on the show? And, so like TJ or Adam or, Aisha, Tanya, one of them lot. It'd be kind of cool to see their point of view.
Yeah, I would. Definitely. I say definitely on Tanya. That would be really cool because, like, she was the one that came in singular. At least when Rocky, Adam, and Aisha came in, they were together. The 3 of them were already established and they were friends. Same thing with like the Turbo, like you brought up TJ, Cassie, them. They were a group that came in together. So yeah, I would definitely love to see what Tanya's point of view would be.
I actually learned something today about Super Mega Force, which is really goddamn interesting. So, in Super Mega Force, they get the RPM Red Ranger Zord, but it looks nothing like it.
Yeah.
So, in Gokaiger, the Super Sentai it's based on, they meet one of the Rangers.
Red Ranger.
They
meet the Red Ranger.
Yeah, and it's the Zord they use is actually the baby from the Red Ranger Zord and the Yellow Ranger Zord, because in RPM, their Zords actually come from a different dimension where they are the living beings, like Transformers almost, sort of thing.
Yeah, they're conscious. They have a consciousness.
They boinked and had a baby, and the Zord they use is said baby. It's not actually the Red Ranger Zord at all. It's a offspring. And I was like, oh, okay. That's really actually kind of cool. But in Power Rangers, we just said, yeah, it's the Red Ranger Zord. That's exactly what it is. But it's not. I was like, okay, that's it's not the first time that's happened, because obviously Dino Charge. Is it Dino Charge?
Yeah,
Dino Charge.
Yes. Yeah, they were. They had their own consciousness. That's what I was just gonna say too. Is like that is one thing that I think Power Rangers missed a big opportunity on, because in the Sentai, a lot of the Zords were. Had their own consciousness and could think for themselves.
I think it would have sold so much, like so many more toys.
Yeah.
Think like how like they redid it recently. Logan's got a couple. The action figures where like you push like their belt and their head switches between their helmet and their civilian heads. Imagine if you had Zords where you push a button, it says some of their catchphrases or some of their like known lines and stuff. That would have sold, because like Dino Thunder, Abba Ranger, their Zords come from a different dimension and they're all alive, and their morphers actually moved when they're talking to the Zord when the Zord's not there.
Yeah.
So Hence why their helmets move, because it's them linking powers with the dinosaurs. So, which is it's odd, don't get me wrong, but it's not the first time we've seen something mechanical talk. Like I mentioned, Transformers, there's Knight Rider, and stuff like this. There's other like vehicles or machines where, hey, they're talking, by the way, and they shouldn't be talking.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a missed opportunity in my opinion.
So
but we're America, or we're the United States, so we don't think straight.
So when it comes to audio dramas, we are still obviously grinding them. What you recently dropped? I want to say One Piece recently came out.
Yes, One Piece has come out. It is still ongoing. This arc is almost over. We will be coming to a head very soon. Something tragic might be happening in the next episode that is due to come out.
You're gonna kill off Luffy, aren't you? Oh my days.
Yes, I'm gonna completely kill off myself.
Makes perfect sense.
But so it might be a bit of a tearjerker for some people. But there is a lot of action in the episode too, so be ready for that. And then I think that's really the only one I've been focused on right now, is because it's got voice actors, and I'm trying to make sure my voice actors don't get bored with me on waiting.
Yeah, kind of the same. I've been literally working on like Global for 300 Order Library, which obviously you guys are in it. Trying to work on like War Games Gotham, so some of my voice actors have stuff to do, and it's just like, I'm sorry, okay, like, please still be my voice actors, God.
Yeah.
It's
like the biggest fear I think me and you both have is like, when we finally do message these people, are they going to be, we're still doing that? I got other plans. And I'm like,
wait, you still want me to voice this character? You do realize I've moved to a different state. I now have 6 kids, and I'm now also the mayor of my town, right? The one day that's going to happen, guaranteed.
Oh, that would be great. It'd be like, oops, was it really been that long?
One thing that we've also been kind of working on is we now kind of have set plans for our Power Ranger storylines, which is obviously what actually made me and you friends in the first place, was our audio dramas around Power Rangers. So like Future Foundation has kind of got a plan. You've got stuff set up for Ultra Rangers, and obviously between the pair of us, because our now Cyberforce storylines coexist, we now have a plan for that, which I'm very much looking forward to.
Yes, we do. I'm actually excited about that one. Although one of them is coming to an end, but that's okay. We'll survive.
Yeah, but the way I see it, if you end one, it gives you more room to work on the other stories you've got, and then if you do have a spark of like, hey, I could write a story about this, you now have a free slot open,
Right.
Like, it opens. And also, I find as well, so many of these audio dramas that come out that you can go listen to either don't ever end, or they just give up and you never have like closure, you never find out. And if you are invested as a fan, you're like, yeah. So if you do end it, or when you end it, it'll be kind of cool to see, one, how you end it, but two, it's like, okay, so you actually got a full storyline here, and you can still promote it like several months after it's finished. Like, hey guys, I've done this. This is a story you can listen to, beginning to end. Let me know how you think of the ending. And you can still like promote it and stuff, which is very cool. So I don't want to hold onto your attention for too long, because I know you're like a dog. You like focusing on multiple different things in a day. Yes, that was a slight diss.
Yeah.
So me and you have a new project coming out soon. We wanted to we enjoy hanging out. We enjoy talking. Over the years, we spent many, many hours, going early hours in the morning for myself, because the 6 hours time difference between us, just chatting about geeky things, movies, TV shows, certain video games, anime, Power Rangers included, audio drama stuff. And we wanted to kind of, give someone a platform to listen to us do that. So as of the 1st of June, we are launching a new channel called Parabatai, because that is something that me and Cosby do consider ourselves as, is Parabatais. And it's basically going to be like a the way that I've been wording it to people is like a visual podcast. It's just us chatting, but there's a video to it, and it's only on YouTube. And some of these videos may only be 5 minutes. Some of these videos may be 15 minutes. We're not going to make these massive videos. They're just going to be fun, just conversations me and Cosplaydude have that we've recorded. And we're going to cover all sorts of stuff, and our first couple of videos are, breaching through Marvel and DC. Certain movies get mentioned. We also talk about some of our audio dramas, which is awesome. And yeah, it's just going to be a fun little just side project. We're not going to take it too seriously. We're not going to be like, oh my god, we have to drop a video every single Tuesday or anything. It's just going to be like, hey dude, we got to record this, let's go. It's just going to be chill. And I've actually found out recently there's a couple of people that did listen to some of our older attempts at this where we did kind of put too much restrictions on ourselves. So it'd be kind of cool to give those people a bit more, because we are friends and we do talk a lot.
A lot. Not
yes,
just a lot. We talk a lot.
We talk like capital ALOT, all four capitals, a lot. But yeah, we are working on it. We've got our first video recorded, ready to go. We've got a couple of videos like planned out already, and the channel's already there. You can literally find it, and you guys can go subscribe if you want to and get ready for drops. But 1st of June is our first drop, and we're talking about a very specific DC character who's been in the limelight in the last year or so. So we look forward for that video dropping. But I thought I'd mention it because obviously it is our little project, it's our little baby.
Yes, our little baby. Hopefully it will grow up into a big, big, strong show.
It was
TV.
To reference ASDF, here's the little baby, here's the big baby. So that's what we wanted to happen. Also something I think that should get shout out is our live streaming channels. Mine is of course Tiger Broadcasting. You can find me live streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But also I live stream Marvel Rivals throughout the week with somebody. I'll let him shout out his I'll let him shout his own channel in a second. But yeah, whenever you see me live streaming Marvel Rivals, more likely I'm live streaming with him, and we do hang out and chill. You guys can chat with us at the same time. He also goes live on TikTok at the same time, so you can chat with him there if you want to. And yeah, it's just a fun time. We play games. I specifically aim my live streams with like a certain character. I like to show off the skins I've got and things. Yeah, it's fun. Sometimes our friends join us. No, he just has fun. Sometimes our friends join us. Sometimes his wife joins us. Sometimes it's just me and him. It all depends on like what we're feeling at the time. But yeah, so if you want to tell people your side of it.
So mine is called Let's Play, Cosplaydude637's Let's Play. It's 90% of it is us playing Marvel Rivals. I do have a few on there where I'm playing other games. And here's what I need from you, the lovely audience, is if you actually do like seeing me play those other games, because there's one where I'm playing Melody of Memory from Kingdom Hearts as Sora. I've played Devil May Cry as Dante. If that's something you guys would like to see more of, drop some comments in some of my videos, just so I can get the sense that, okay, this is something people would like, and I can start bringing those. Trust me, Dante would love to come back. He loves yelling at you people. He loves it. So he would love to come back. He loves yelling at the game, too, because he gets very what's the word I'm looking? Vocal. Yeah. We'll go with vocal.
Vocal is
definitely
the PG word I would use, yes.
Yeah, so definitely drop a comment if you would like to see more of that. But overall, yeah, if I'm live on YouTube, you can probably guarantee it's going to be Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, with me, yeah. But it's fun though, like it started off as my way to encourage him to live stream more, and he wanted sometimes we do find it hard when we're in a Discord call and there's like 9 of us, and it's really hard to go live at those sort of times. So I said to him, hey, let's just focus on me and you, let's both live stream at the same time, let's hang out and stuff, name each other in our titles and things so people know who we're hanging out with and that sort of stuff. And people like the fact that we hang out with each other, especially because a lot of people think we're related to which.
We should give this second to give shout-outs to 2 of our major YouTube supporters. Well, at least one YouTube supporter and one TikTok supporter for me. And that's Comrade. We got to shout out our boy Comrade. He is
Comrade guy,
there for
big shout out.
Lives.
Yeah,
and then for me, it's got to be Coca. Coca has had my back for TikTok lives like crazy lately, and now he's jumped over to YouTube because he's learned that it's a lot more fun to watch the gameplay as I'm saying the stuff.
So for my side of it, big shout out to Jed. He's one of my YouTube moderators. He does kind of like watch over and make sure like none of my dickheads from TikTok kind of transfer over. And then also big shout out to Nothing. Not the void of space. I'm talking about a person who's named himself Nothing. Big shout out to Nothing. He always comes by and says hi and stuff, even if it's for just 10 minutes. But yeah, big shout out to those guys because they are big supporters of ours and they do really good. But yeah, so that's just a few things that you guys can check out. I know for the last like 5 to 8 minutes it has just been us promoting shit, but me and Cosplaydude do work together a lot. So. A lot. We do so much together. As a final promotion, 300 Bro Studios is now over 100 subscribers, 140 to be exact. Obviously, as the manager and the guy doing all the work, I'm fucking happy about that one. Let's go. We do have some new council members. My younger brother, Freddie, being one of them.
Let me throw something in here real quick before we go into our council members. Guys, he is not lying. He does everything. I mean, literally, the guy does everything for this channel. It is not a lie. So when he says he does everything, he's not boasting. I barely do shit. And Mark, well, we're not going to go there.
No, we're not going to go there. We do a whole podcast episode about that. But we've got 2 new council members. Jed, we've mentioned Jed. He's joined. He doesn't make content, but he's very happy to voice his opinion. And also... he's kind of like middle ground between, Mark and Willie's like sort of time frame of, what they're into and kind of like my time frame, what I'm into. He kind of fits in the middle there. He also has a few fandoms. He's matches ours, but also he's a big fan of stuff that, we also not a fan of, which is one of the reasons why the council members exist in the first place, just to give us more reach. And then the second one is Freddie, my younger brother. He's also been on the podcast before. And he's absolutely loving doing 300 Bro stuff. So definitely check out the channel. We drop every Tuesday a main video, and we do have YouTube shorts spread throughout the week. And they go on the TikTok account, 300 Bro Studios TikTok account, which is almost at 1,000 followers. And then if people want to hear audio dramas, which are created via myself, Cosplaydude637, and Mark the Red Corner Stranger, collectively. That is the 3 Ranger Bro audio library. We are dropping more Power Rangers Global. We are diving into Season 2, because that's the one storyline that I just can't stop writing. I'm already writing Chapter 5. Like, it's so fucking annoying. Like, I put Tiger Tales on hold, but I may as well.
Think about it, though. Global is literally like our baby. Because without Global... none of this would have happened. It's literally what combined all 3 of us together. So,
that's very true.
Yeah.
So season 2 is more storylines, more darker storylines, more gods involved. Jed's been a guest voice actor, and very soon we're going to be debuting our very own 6th Ranger, voice acted by Freddie. Me and him have been working on our character for almost a month and a half, I'd say, as we're recording this episode. It's been about a month and a half, me and him been working on his character, and it's so good. I can't wait to start playing around with the sort of things I can do with him. So yeah, definitely check out that. Currently it's sat on 31 subscribers, so definitely go check them out. All the storylines have been collectively created by the 3 of us. Some of them have, all of them, apart from one, will have voice actors, including us 3, of course. And obviously the council members make guest appearances as voice actors. And Cosplaydude's wife is also one of our rangers in Global. And his son also, too. So yeah, definitely make sure you check out all that. It's been an absolute blast, working with these boys for the last couple of years, and we're making our name for ourselves. It's that simple. And
It's getting out there, that's for sure.
If you want to shout out anything that I might have missed or anything personalized for you, this is your chance.
Nothing really. Like you said, I am Cosplaydude637 across the board. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. You type in that name, you will find me. I am on Cameo, so if you type in Cosplaydude637 on Cameo, you will find me. Afterlife ER, my book is out now on Amazon, so definitely check it out. And like he said, it is in digital form, so if you don't want to buy the book, that's fine. I don't mind. You still get the story, so that's all I care about. I do want to give a little praise to our homeboy Taiwa here, who got spotted in the wild yesterday.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That I think I completely forgot to mention that. Jay, I did, yes. I got spotted out in public. Me, my kid, and the missus are walking. We've travelled about an hour and a half to a town that we really like because we really like the atmosphere and the shops and stuff. And it's a really hot, sunny day. It's one of the hottest days we've had this year so far for Wales. And we're walking around, and a woman pokes her head out of the car, just screams at me, "Hey, I watch your TikToks!" We really enjoyed them, sort of thing. We all jump off our skins, all three of us. We've jumped halfway across the pavement at this point. Even Logan's looking at me like, "Nah, what the hell just happened?" I'm like, "I don't know." But I do say thanks. And they drive off. It was very sweet. I appreciate whoever that person was. But yeah, it was interesting. 3 times now I've been spotted in public. It's been a bit odd.
It's a weird experience, is it not? Because you're just like, you're so excited that, okay, my stuff's getting out there, but at the same note, you're like, what the hell am I supposed to do? How do I act?
The first one was fine because it was like, I think I know you from something. 10 minutes later, oh yeah, you're on TikTok. The second one was like, hey, aren't you on TikTok? And the third one was just a pure violence. Hey, I watch your TikToks. So it was 3 very different interactions. Each one escalating.
Yeah, definitely experience. But I just want to welcome Ty to the being recognized club, because there's not many of us, but in the 3 Ranger Bros right now, but we're getting there.
We are. But yeah, so thank you guys for listening to this episode. It was just a fun chat with Cosplay Dude. This obviously happens sometimes, but it's always nice to kind of give you guys a bit of perspective.
We were talked about.
It's kind of nice to dive back in with some of my older guests, and especially if I'm friends with them, it's very easy to get them back on and kind of see what they're up to. Give you guys a bit of an update on life and things. So with that being said, of course, if you listen on podcast platforms, do of course rate us and all that jazz. I still don't know how that works. Before Cosplay Dude dies, I shall get through this. If you're listening on the YouTube channel, of course, do subscribe. We're so close to 100 subscribers, y'all. That is the goal for the end of the year. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. We do drop every... like he said, subscribe. Come on. What are you doing with your life? So at the minute, we are still uploading bi-weekly. It does seem to be working for me personally, so we're going to stick to that for a little while. And of course, don't forget to roar of passion, everybody. I do love you all. And I'll let Cosplay Dude sign us out because, it's Cosplay Dude.
Because I got the catchphrase. That's why. It's because I got the catchphrase. Well, as always, guys, later days.